Okay, here's some footage from practice today, Saturday, April 30th, with a lot of long pieces. And again, focusing is trying to add in on pieces and also trying to blend. So that's what we're kind of working on for with these videos. So this is like the first piece we did. Already we can see a few people sticking out. So that's Kris, paddle sticking out on that side here. Oh, Kris Huang. In general, this is like, okay, it looks like right here, this is generally pretty good. Top arms are kind of coming up together in this section. Now, a little bit later in the back, Joseph, I told you at practice, but you're tending to pull a little bit longer in the front. And I know the people in front of you are pulling a little short, so you can see that in the video. If we just pause it anywhere. In general, this looks pretty good. You know, it's not, the right side timing is look a little more precise than the left side. And then it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go do some side views. All right, so pulling out on this side. Again, Joseph, yours was coming out a little bit later. And then Molly, you can't really see, but Molly was doing it the same thing. We'll see hers later. And like a couple paddles coming out here early. So this is Kris Huang, and I think that's might be no. Can't see who that is over that side. But if we pause it, just who's coming out together. So all these paddles are coming out together, and then Joseph, you're still just there a little bit long. But you are there in the front with everyone else, so you have a really quick recovery, which is good. This looks pretty good. This is pretty good. Heidi, your paddle's kind of coming in at like a little bit of an angle. We want to stack the top end a little bit more. And even here, like these paddles here, they're coming out before, a little bit before Corey up in front. So, oh, sorry, that's Steph in the front. Cool. Let's go to the next one here. Another one from the side. You kind of see, again, discrepancy of when we're exiting. You guys up here, so this is Kris Huang and I think Corey and Carol. Oh, sorry, that's Carol, not Corey. Are pulling out a little bit early. We want to have a longer stroke, so we want to go somewhere in between, not quite as long as Joseph, but closer to that. I can see you guys come out first, and then I can see the paddles in front of you come out. So I know these guys are a little bit shorter. And again, same thing, Heidi. You want to stack your top ends a little bit more like Lisa is doing over here. Lisa, you can try and get your paddle a little bit more buried in the front, so even as you start to pull, it kind of gets fully buried around here. You might want to choke up on the bottom hand a little bit more, that help. Molly also, you can see your paddle's kind of coming at an angle on this. I know it's not your strong side, but still. So paddling. So here's on the right side. Dena, you have that paddle twist, and Gigi, you have that paddle twist. Also, Gigi, you want to stack your top end a little bit more, so Molly's doing a better job of stacking over here. In general, when we look at this, you want to see like how much time are you spending with your blade fully buried, and a lot of shoulders are up here, and we don't get fully buried until the very end right before we pull out. So we want to set a little bit blade. Gigi, sometimes yours doesn't even actually get all the way in, so you want to hold it a little bit, get it a little bit deeper in the front, and also get that paddle twist out. Notice that your bottom hand is always kind of bent, even when you reach forward. So you want to straighten that out more. In general, this side today was, timing was a lot better. Sorry, I'm not perfect with holding the GoPro and steering at the same time. So I can see some paddles here coming in before that one there. So I think that one is Barbara. Barbara, your paddle, your recovery tends to be a little bit on the slower side. Here's another bit of this. Same group on this side. So look at paddles that are coming out early and going in early. So we're going in just a hair before them. And then on this side, Dena, same thing, paddle twist, Gigi, paddle twist. And notice how far away from the boat you're putting it in. So we need to get that a lot closer to the boat, and also straighten it, twist it so that it's perpendicular, not at this kind of angle. You want it to be more this way with respect to the boat. I think we're rushing a little bit because I still see some paddle a little higher up in the air over there. But it's closer than the other side. Back here. So on this side, Joseph, your timing was a little bit better on the right. Still a little bit longer than the folks around you, but is a lot closer. And so Lisa, you could actually get a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. So even like halfway through your pull, you can still see some of that blade. And then Heidi, your blade is a little further away from the boat. So even look like Molly's right next to it, Lisa's right next to it. You want to make sure that we're pulling, connecting right next to the boat. And then same thing, I think, Kris, you tend to flare out like a little bit more. Sorry, Kris Huang. And even here, we're all kind of in a little bit earlier than this one up here. On a few of those strokes. Some of them look pretty good. In general, Lisa looks good. Stack top end. Molly looks better on this side. Still aiming to get a little bit more fully buried. So, and Molly, I think you pull a little bit long too on that side. Actually, on both sides, but. So here we can really see Dena, you're kind of coming in from the side and you have that twist. And then Gigi, same thing, you're kind of twisted here. And then as you pull, your paddle's kind of not really stacked and it's kind of pulling out towards the side. It kind of sweeps out this direction as you pull too. So that's where you're going in and out in this direction. You want to get forward and back. I want to go back in to, where's my mouse? Okay. So, sorry. Sylvia, I just noticed that your top hand ends up kind of high. I know you do that. I think if it's comfortable for you, that's fine. It looks a little uncomfortable, so I would try not to if you can. And then we're looking at this side here. Yeah, definitely some plates coming out really early. I'm pretty sure they're still in there up front. So look, Stephanie's not even in the water yet. So we're definitely rushing, and it's kind of a lot of it from up here, this pocket of seats 2 to 4. Big body, sit up. So here, the top hands are pretty good on this side, and on this side, we have a couple like late ones that come in. So they kind of drop in and around. So Elle, that's you. Your top hand's kind of coming in like a little bit later after, and sometimes you can see a little bit bigger sweep and circle around that. We want to kind of keep that top arms straight up and forward. Not this one. This is kind of the last piece of the day. And Joseph have a little bit of outside in movement. We want to try and keep her chest up a little bit more and a little bit more forward and back motion. You have a really strong rotation, especially when you kind of start going really hard. I know you're tired, everyone in So if we look at just like exits here, that's Kris coming out really early, Heidi coming out really early here, and Elisa a little bit early too. We want to make sure we hold that length all the way through. Okay.